Alright, people, let's go ahead and now revise accounts and records. Sir, can you give us a quick linking? Yes, Baba, let's go ahead and take a quick linking. We started learning GST with goods and service. Goods and service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate or intrastate, interstate or intrastate. CGST will be levied. IGST will be levied in case of interstate. Intra CGST will be levied. Once GST is levied, GST has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. He will go ahead and calculate GST. GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value and the rate of tax, you will go ahead and raise the tax invoice, credit note and debit note, and then you will go ahead and maintain your accounts and records, which says section number 35 and 36. Let's go ahead and start reading accounts and records. Sir, a C graded chapter. The maximum expected marks can be 3 marks in the exam. 3 to 4 I will say, because 1 mark MCQ also by chance they added. So 3 to 4 mark is the maximum expected in the exam. Section number 35, let's go ahead and start with. Section number 35, 1 goes ahead and says every registered person shall mandatorily keep and maintain at the principal place of business as per the registration certificate true and correct. It is not true and fair, it is true and correct accounts of PCOs. PCOs means, sir, what? P means production and manufacture of goods, car related accounts. I for inward and outward supply of goods and services, or both. S for stock of goods. I for ITC availed. O for output tax payable and paid. Such other particulars as may be prescribed in rule number 56. Proviso to section number 35 subsection 1 goes ahead and says if more than one place of business you have, then accounts relating to each such place of business at such a place of business. So if I have additional place of business, accounts relating to additional place of business should be maintained at such additional place of business. Now here there is a circular which went ahead and told requirement of maintaining books or in case of tea, coffee, rubber, etc. So supposingly there is a tea board over here. In the tea board, suppliers are going ahead and keeping their tea, and the auctioneer is also coming and doing the auction from here. Because the auctioneer is coming and doing the auction from here, or the suppliers are going ahead and storing the tea over there, they have to go ahead and declare that tea board or the coffee board as additional place of business. But maintaining the accounts relating to additional place of business at additional place of business, that is the tea board, is not possible, and hence government went ahead and issued one circular and told all these people like who are basically the supplier and auctioneer, for them government told principal and auctioneer will declare warehouse, that is the tea board or the coffee board ka warehouse, as additional place of business, but books relating to additional place of business can be mentioned at principal place of business. You shall also intimate the jurisdictional officer in writing. Yes, everyone. Now, if you go ahead and read section number 35, in section number 35, it is again told that you can go ahead and maintain your books of account manually or in electronic form. When you are going ahead and maintaining in electronic form, rule number 57 is applicable, which goes ahead and says you should take backup of the records, produce it on demand, you should share the file and also the password when it is requested by the officer. Section number 35(2) goes ahead and says that if you are a owner operator of godown or warehouse, or you are a transporter, registered, unregistered, you shall also go ahead and maintain your books of accounts. You shall maintain records of consignor, consignee and other relevant detail as per rule number 54. Rule number 58. Rule number 58 goes ahead and says owner operator of warehouse or transporter, if they are registered, then they will have GSTN number. If they are not registered, they should go ahead and take enrollment by using GST ENR 01 and they should obtain unique enrollment number. Right, everyone? So the unique enrollment number when they take, they will not become registered, but just they have to go ahead and be enrolled under GST. Now, only for transporter government went ahead and told, if you are a transporter and you have multiple GSTN number, then for your e-way bill purpose, e-way bill generation purpose or updation purpose, government went ahead and told transporters, if they are registered in multiple states, they can go ahead and take one unique common enrollment number, but that is only for the purpose of generation of e-way bill. Yes, everyone. Next. Now, if you are a transporter, what are the accounts you have to go ahead and maintain? Government went ahead and told records of goods which you have transported, delivered, stored in transit, and also GSTI number of the consignor and consignee. Right, everyone? You have to also go ahead and maintain GSTN number of the consignor and consignee with respect to each branches. Next, then if you are a owner operator of warehouse, then you have to go ahead and maintain books of accounts. Basically, you are maintaining a godown. Then government went ahead and told whose goods came, whose goods went, how many came, how many days they were there. All those details are required. Books of accounts with respect to period for which goods remain in the warehouse, including particulars of dispatch, movement, receipt, disposal of such goods. You have to go ahead and store them in such a way that they can be identified item wise and owner wise, and it facilitates physical verification and inspection by the proper officer. Yes, sir. Section number 35 went in and told registered person should maintain books of account at principal place of business, additional place of business ka books at such additional place of business, and he should maintain PCOs, electronic form or manual form. Section number 35(2) went in and spoke about owner operator warehouse or transporter. Section number 35(3) goes ahead and says notified class of people who are notified by the commissioner might have to go ahead and maintain additional books of accounts for specified purpose. Means commissioner will go ahead and specify the purpose why he wants you to go ahead and maintain additional books of accounts or additional books or accounts or document. Section number 35(4) goes ahead and gives the power again to the commissioner to go ahead and notify class of people who might not be required to maintain accounts. Correct, everyone? Section number 35(5) goes ahead and says if you are a registered person whose aggregate turnover is greater than 2 crore, you are required to get your accounts audited by chartered accountant or cost accountant. However, this provision relating to audit has been deleted by the Finance Act 2021 with effect from 1st of August 2021, and hence a person is no more required to go ahead and get his accounts audited by a chartered accountant or cost accountant. Section number 35(5) has been deleted. Section number 35(6) goes ahead and says if you go ahead, supposingly, if you go ahead and don't maintain the stock relating to some goods in your godown, actually 1000 goods should have been there, but there is only 800 goods which are there. Officer will go ahead and say, where are the remaining 200 goods? You are going ahead and telling, sir, eaten by rats. He will go ahead and say, I will go ahead and assume that those goods are being supplied by you. You have to now go ahead and pay the tax. He will go ahead and give you what? Provision relating to 73 and 74 shall apply. Mutatis mutandis, it means he will go ahead and give you a demand order. Then we have section number 35 subsection 6, which goes ahead and says period of retention of accounts and records. Basically, if you have gone ahead and supposingly you are talking about 1718, for the year 1718, the annual return shall be filed by what date? 31st of December 2018. From here, you will have to go ahead and maintain how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, which is 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. So till 31st of December 2024, till that time you have to go ahead and maintain your accounts and records. Are we clear till here? Always remember you have to maintain for 72 months from the due date of furnishing annual return. This due date, if it is extended, then from the extended due date you have to maintain for 72 months. Always remember one thing, if you are a party to appeal, revision, etc., in that scenario, once your appeal has been dispatched, if you are a party to appeal, revision proceeding before the appellate authority, appellate tribunal, appellate authority or court, then you have to maintain books of accounts for a period which is 72 months or 1 year from the final disposal of the appeal, whichever is later. Are we clear, everyone? Yes, sir. We went ahead and understood section number 35(1). Accounts and records to be maintained at principal place and additional place of business. 35(2) owner operator of warehouse related. 35(3) notified class of person notified by the commissioner has to go ahead and maintain additional account. 35(4) sir, people might not have to go ahead and maintain accounts if they are being notified by the. Some people might be not relaxed from maintaining accounts, right, everyone? Means they will go ahead and say, okay, this account is not required. And 35(5) goes ahead and says audit has been deleted now, audit related provision. 35(6), if you have not gone ahead and accounted for some goods, then they are going ahead and telling, we will assume that those goods are being supplied by you. Are we clear? For an example, you went ahead and told 1000 goods, say 100 I have gifted. You have already told I have gifted. That means you have done the accounting. But remaining 100 for which you have not told anything means you have not maintained the account. Those will be assumed as supplied. Are we clear, everyone? Can we go ahead? Next, we have retention of account for 72 months, or in case of appeal, 1 year from the disposal of appeal, or 72 months, whichever is later. Now we have rule number 56, which goes ahead and says every registered person, what are the various accounts they have to go ahead and maintain. Section number 35, 1 went ahead and told a person has to maintain PCOs. In PCOs, as was such other particulars as told in rule number 56. Rule number 56 goes ahead and says every registered person shall maintain true and correct accounts of goods imported, exported, supplies attracting RCM, invoices, bill of supply, delivery challan, debit note, credit note, receipt voucher, payment voucher, refund voucher, all you have to go ahead and maintain. Then, sir, if I am a person who is other than composition, means composition dealer need not go ahead and maintain stock related detail. Basically, if you are a person other than composition, then you will go ahead and maintain stock details of opening balance, whatever you have received, whatever you have supplied, lost, stolen, destroyed, gifted, free sample, etc. All you have to go ahead and maintain. If by chance you don't maintain lost, stolen details, then they will go ahead and assume as if those goods are being supplied by you. Are you able to understand this? Yes, sir. Got it. Then section number 35, rule number 56(3) goes ahead and says registered person shall also maintain accounts relating to advance, which is received, paid, adjusted, all the detail. Then we have section number 30, rule number 56(4), which goes ahead and says every registered person other than composition person shall maintain accounts relating to tax payable, including RCM, collected, paid, ITC claim with tax invoice, debit note, credit note, and delivery challan. Always remember that, sir, what are the accounts need not be maintained by composition dealer? A composition dealer need not maintain stock related detail and also tax payable including RCM, then tax collected, paid, ITC claimed with tax invoice, debit note, credit note, and delivery challan. These details are not required to be maintained by whom? Composition dealer. Then, Baba, section number rule number 56(5) goes ahead and says every registered person shall maintain details of who are his supplier, who are his recipient, and what are his storehouses where he is going ahead and storing the goods. Rule number 56(6) goes ahead and says if goods are stored at a place other than which is declared place without the cover of a valid document, then PO shall determine tax as if such goods have been supplied by such person. Sir, what to do about wrong entries? They went ahead and told wrong entries should not be erased, effaced, or overwritten. Incorrect entries except clerical errors shall be scored out under attestation, and thereafter correct entry shall be recorded. Sir, if e-records are maintained, you just have to go ahead and maintain a log of every entry edited or deleted. Sir, if I am an agent of some other person, what are the accounts I need to go ahead and maintain? Accounts and records, you have to maintain particulars of authorized and received from principal to receive and supply goods on his behalf, particulars of description, quantity, value of goods received, supplied on behalf of every principal, and also details of accounts which you have gone ahead and furnished to the principal, and tax paid on the receipt of goods or service. Then, if I am a manufacturer, what are the accounts I need to go ahead and maintain? Accounts need to be maintained are monthly production accounts showing quantitative details of raw material which you have received, services which you have received, goods which you have manufactured, scrap and byproduct related details are also required to be maintained. I am a service provider. What are the details I need to maintain? They went ahead and told supplier of service needs to maintain accounts showing quantitative details of goods used in the provisioning of service, input services used, utilized, and services which have been supplied. Then, sir, books of account need to be maintained by a works contractor. They have to go ahead and maintain name and address of the person on whose behalf works contract is executed, description, quantity, value of goods or service received, utilized in execution of the works contract, then details of payment which are received with respect to each works contract. And also, sir, name and address of the supplier from where he has received the goods or service. These details are required to be maintained by works contractor. Sir, if I am a person having the custody of the goods as a carrier, means basically you are a custodian, correct? Or you are a C&F agent, then they are going ahead and telling you should maintain true and correct records. So basically, a person who is having the custody as a who is having a custody of the goods as a carrier or a C&F agent, they should maintain true and correct records with respect to goods handled by him. Then shall produce details as and when required by the proper officer. Done, everyone. I will go ahead and close my revision on the chapter of accounts and records over here. What I think you guys can take care is, sir, what are the period accounts should be maintained? Owner, operator of warehouse and transporter, what are the accounts they have to maintain? Sir, PCOs are required to be maintained by a person. Right, everyone? Other than this, rule number 56 may, what are the details not required to be maintained by composition dealer? 2 and 4. Right, everyone? Rule number 56 2 and rule number 56 4. Wrong entries, how they should be dealt with. Sir, what are the accounts need to be maintained by agent? Then, what are the accounts a works contractor needs to go ahead and maintain? What are the accounts a manufacturer can go ahead and maintain? These details, I think if you read, should be more than enough. I will go ahead and close my revision on the chapter of accounts and records over here, everyone. Congratulations, people.